Welcome to the studio. You're listening to Willow Waves, a student-produced podcast where kindergarten through 6th graders explore interests, promote solutions to global concerns, and communicate about everything related to our social and emotional learning.
We aim to amplify voices, share knowledge, and encourage conversations. Visit us at willowspringses.fcps.edu to learn more and subscribe.
Join us as we explore our diverse and dynamic world of elementary education.
Thank you all for listening.
I'm Echan.
I'm Sammy Han.
And I'm Sungmin Kim.
We are your 5th grade hosts.
On today's episode of Willow Waves podcast, we explore the Amazon rainforest.
What would happen if your lungs were taken away from you? Well, if the Amazon was taken away from us, the same thing would happen. About 184 million years ago, there was very intense volcanic activity. It was so strong that it broke the continent Gondwana, which at one point had present-day South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, and parts of Asia. 25 million years ago, two tectonic plates collided and created the Andes Mountains. 10 million years later, a very big freshwater lake covered the Amazon basin. But after many ice ages, the water started draining out into the ocean, and the Amazon River was created. The water from the Andes Mountain wore down the landscape and brought sediment that created soil, which is needed for the Amazon rainforest to grow. The Amazon rainforest is the largest rainforest in the world, covering an area of 2.587 billion square miles. The Amazon absorbs 1.5 billion tons of CO2 every year. At this rate, we're going to lose 26% of the Amazon rainforest. Most of the Amazon rainforest is in Brazil.
The main causes of cutting down a huge number of trees are illegal, complete and total gold mining, legal logging, fires, and a lack of authority and control. Policies like cutting down huge numbers of trees and protecting something from harm affecting the millions of animals who call the Amazon their home. About 200 feet by 220 feet in the Amazon disappears every second, and about 137 groups of similar living things disappear forever every day. The world depends on the Amazon rainforest to soak up CO2. 17% of the Amazon rainforest is gone. The point in time when big changes happen is 20 to 25%. The Amazon has 390 billion trees and there's millions of different groups of similar animals living there. Because of international pressure, the Brazilian government reduced their number of trees cut down in the Amazon by 83.5%.
Because of the people who are helping stop cutting down huge numbers of trees in the Amazon, over 50% of the Amazon is protected. The Amazon produces over half of its own rainfall, and it has about 20% of the world's water supply. The Amazon River is the second longest river in the world, next to the Nile. The Amazon basin is home to over 3,000 species of fish. The basin provides food for millions of people across the world. The Amazon helps stabilize the climate, and the Amazon releases 20 billion tons of water into the atmosphere per day.
And now we're going to interview an assistant professor of geography named Dr. Gabriel de Oliveira. Dr. Gabriel is an assistant professor of geography in the Department of Earth Sciences at the University of South Alabama. Dr. Gabriel has a high skill working in the Amazon rainforest, focusing on the use of orbital remote sensing imagery and ground observations.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for joining us today.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me. Very happy to be here. How are you guys?
We're excited to have you on.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name's Sammy.
And my name is Echan.
Echan, okay.
And my name is Sungmin.
Sungmin, okay. Nice to meet you.
We have some questions for you.
Yes, absolutely. Very happy to be here and help you guys and talk a little bit about the Amazon, the jungle.
What inspired you to research the Amazon rainforest?
I feel like what inspired me was the necessity of protecting the jungle, the Amazon rainforest, to the future generations like you guys. So when you grow up, you have the opportunity, you have the chance to go visit, and you go there maybe to learn about this amazing place, right? Maybe your kids can go there, right? So your families. So that was the main thing that inspired me.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, thanks.
It helps the earth a lot, right?
Yes.
How does your work help others to understand what's happening in the Amazon rainforest?
The main idea of my work is try to at some point stop the deforestation, right? So you know what is deforestation, right? So people go there, they cut the forest, which is very, very tall. Some of the trees are size of buildings, of, 5, 6 floors buildings. And people go there and they cut these forests, right? And these forests, they have a great ability of managing our climate. So if we cut those trees, we cut the forest, right? Our climate will be not the same anymore, right? So there won't be a regulation in the climate. So that's how I envision my work to be applied to.
So the Amazon rainforest helps stop global warming?
Yes, absolutely. So that's the main idea, right? So keeping the forest standing is one of the main benefits or one of the main things that we can do in order to stop global warming.
What can you do with remote sensing imagery?
Oh yeah, the MODIS. So MODIS is a NASA. Have you guys heard of NASA?
Yep.
Yeah.
So NASA, they launch yearly several satellites, correct? So MODIS is a sensor that was launched back in the early 2000s. You guys were not even born yet. And the MODIS have been collecting data or images or photos of the Earth for over 20 years, right? And MODIS passes at the same location at the Earth every day. So, for example, MODIS can get an image of your houses every day, right? So MODIS help a lot in that sense because they can have photographs of the Amazon rainforest daily. So that's the main thing about the use of MODIS.
I didn't know that was possible with technology.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
How does water and carbon cycling work?
So basically, in terms of the Amazon rainforest, remember I mentioned about the trees, right? So the trees are very tall, they're very imponent, and they are, through their leaves, sending a lot of water to the atmosphere, okay? This water will be later on converted to, for example, precipitation, rainfall, right? So the trees, they have a great role in managing that the precipitation stays the same. If you cut the trees, the precipitation won't be the same, so you will have impacts on global warming, correct? You guys understand that?
Yep. So the trees help with rainfall?
Yeah, so trees help with the rainfall by sending water through their leaves to the atmosphere. These leaves also help to absorb carbon from the atmosphere. And what is bad carbon? Bad carbon, for example, is produced by fuels that your parents' cars, for example, send smoke to the atmosphere, right? Our parents, everyone, we have cars and our cars are sending smoke to the atmosphere. This smoke is mainly carbon, and the trees can also help to sequester that carbon in order also to reduce, global warming.
That's really cool.
That's the main thing, yes.
What are you doing to spread awareness?
So what I'm doing to spread awareness is basically what I'm doing with you guys now. Spending time in order to advocate in terms of protecting the Amazon rainforest and focusing a lot on young people, young generations like you guys, right? I think it's easier to get educated when you are young than when you get older, right? So that's the main thing. I try to focus on younger adults in order to spread the message how important it is to protect the Amazon.
What is your hope for the future of the Amazon rainforest?
So my hope is that at some point we can get those bad guys that cut the forests to stop cutting the forest, right? And then by stop cutting the forest, create awareness of how important it is to protect the forest for the future generations. I think that's the main thing. Again, as I said, the idea is to have, like, for example, your generation to be able to visit, to learn more about this amazing ecosystem that needs to be protected for the future generations.
I wish that could be right now.
Yeah, yeah, I know, me too. So that's the main thing. So it's up to you guys to keep spreading that idea, spreading, the awareness of how important it is to protect the Amazon.
What advice would you give a young person who's interested in helping slow down climate change?
So that's exactly what I mentioned. Like, I feel like exactly what you guys are doing, right? Trying to understand more about these issues, okay? Talking to experts, paying attention in classroom, reading books. I think that's the main thing you can do. And spread the knowledge, for example, that you're acquiring here today with me to your parents, to your cousins, to your friends. I think that's the main thing you guys can do.
We'll make sure to do that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts with us and taking this time to do this interview.
All right, thank you so much. It was very nice, okay? Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Make sure to think about what would happen to our world if the Amazon disappeared from the surface of our planet and what you could do to stop it. Thank you for listening to our podcast, and remember, you are part of the solution. Bye.